Welcome back to the Logic Speak podcast. I'm your host, Adam Bieber, and today I'm doing a special solo episode just by myself. Usually I have a co-host, Jason Etheridge, and on the last episode we had Andre, a director of IT leadership, on the podcast. But today it's just going to be me, and I want to talk to you about a topic I briefly brought up on the last episode with Andre, and it's this idea of being a lifelong learner. And so developing yourself as a leader, being a lifelong learner, developing the culture in your organization, those are all things I'm extremely passionate about. And so I'm excited to just share a few of my thoughts that I have written down over here on a screen that I'm going to look at occasionally during this episode. But I want to talk about three kind of main components to being a lifelong learner. And maybe this will be encouraging for you and you'll take away something from this episode. So the first aspect of being a lifelong learner is education, continuous growth. I mentioned on the last episode, one of our core values here at Logic Speak is that we keep improving. And that's through education. That's through continuous growth and learning. One of my favorite quotes from Nelson Mandela, he said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." And so continually learning and continually growing is probably one of the best things that you can do to be a lifelong learner. I'm taken back, 10 plus years ago. I was attending a really small private school, college in Hawaii, where I'm originally from. And the school had a cafe that served breakfast and coffee and things like that. And so it was pretty regular for me to go into school early, sit at the cafe, get some breakfast or a coffee, and just hang out, enjoy my time there. And while I was sitting there one morning, the president of the school, small private school, walked in, ordered a coffee, kind of looked around the cafe, and he said, "Hey, can I sit with you?" And I was like, "Sure, of course, that sounds great." And so he sat down and we just started chatting. He asked me about what I'm studying and kind of my hopes and dreams, and was super relational, super kind, and very, very generous with his time. And he said, "Adam, if I could give you some advice." And I was like, "Yes, please, give me the secret to life here." He said, "Never lose the essence of what it feels like to be a lifelong learner." And I was like, "I love that. What does that mean?" And he said, "Well, for me," he was talking about himself. He said, "For me, every summer I go away to another university. I stay in the dorms and I take a course." And he goes, "It helps me to learn things. It puts me in the mindset of being a student. I stay in the dorms, even though I could stay at a nice hotel. I stay in the dorms. I do an intensive. I'll be there for 2-3 weeks. I'll do a course. And it helps me to stay in this constant mindset of being a lifelong learner, of educating myself and learning and continuous learning, even though he had the PhD and doctorate in education that he had." So I thought that was really powerful of a story. And so as I kind of related it to myself, and maybe this will help make it more practical and actionable, I thought about, one of the ways that I stay a lifelong learner is reading audiobooks, listening to audiobooks, and then physically reading books that are challenging myself. A leader that I worked with about a decade ago challenged me to be a sponge, absorb as much as you can, and just read, be a lifelong learner, continue to grow in your leadership by reading and growing in education. I think it's Andy Stanley that says, leaders are readers. Not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers. And so that's a really great one. Podcasts are awesome for continuous learning and growth. There's so many of them out there. You're watching this one, so hopefully you're tuned in a little bit on being a lifelong learner, on educating yourself to be the best leader that you can be. And then lastly, research. I think researching different topics and different areas, so often society or culture or our upbringing kind of informs a thought process, an idea, or a belief. And it's good to take time to independently research what it is that you're looking at and the things that you're passionate about and the things that you believe to validate or to help expand your perspective. So that's the first area, education of lifelong learning. The second area is mentorship. Being a mentor and giving back to a mentee. I think both are equally as important. And I think that if you only focus on one of them, the other side really does miss out. And so, the old saying, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. I think it's a great example of what mentorship looks like. A couple years ago, I came across a Forbes article. I pulled up the notes from it again, and it kind of talked about 5 attributes to look for in a mentor. And so maybe you're watching this and you don't have a mentor, or you do have a mentor and you're looking at, hey, do I have what it takes to mentor someone else, to have a mentee? These are attributes that you can have as an individual, and these are great attributes to seek in a mentor. The first is accessibility. Be available, have margin, have time, make yourself available. That's a key attribute. You want someone that's accessible. Authenticity, someone that's going to be real, going to truly be themselves. I like to use the image of a vault, like something you're going to go put something very precious in, and you've got a combination, and you're giving that combination to your mentor. Somebody that's gonna hold that trust carefully, hold that combination to who you are carefully. They're going to be real. They're going to be honest. The next is objectivity. This is a big one. I want someone sitting across from the table that's not just a yes man. That's not just someone that makes me feel good when I spend time with them. But no, I want a mentor that's going to give me honest feedback, that's going to even be willing to challenge me, challenge my thoughts, challenge my actions, give me real, transparent, honest feedback. I will say the times that I've been in mentor-mentee relationships with someone who's pouring into me, we've actually gone as far as having that candid conversation of me saying, hey, I want you to give me honest, brutal, real, authentic feedback. I need you to be objective when you look at my situation, because I don't want this to just be a feel good type of relationship. I want there to be meat to this. And the way that happens is through objectivity. Somebody who's also a continual learner. Do they have the same attributes that you're trying to display as a mentor, as a leader? Do you see them putting into practice the things that you guys are talking about, these other attributes? That's a great indicator. If you're going to be a lifelong learner, it would be good for you to learn from another lifelong learner. And then last, align values. I can't emphasize how important this is, but aligning with a leader who has similar values to you is going to make it easier for you to follow. Look at somebody that's a few steps ahead in their career and life as you, and that's living the life that you're aspiring to have. And it's okay to aspire to have luxuries and different abilities and different things at your fingertips, accessibility to resources and things like that. But once you find that person, also make sure that they have values intrinsically woven into their personal DNA that's going to help you to align your values as well, help you to see the things that are most important. Because all those materialistic things are great and they're fun to strive for, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you as an individual are being honest and true and authentic to the values that you carry. So we talked about education. We talked about mentorship. Those are attributes that I want to pursue as a leader for people that I'm going to mentor, my mentees, and then the same goes for people that you're seeking to mentor you. The last area here is experience. Experience is such a valuable tool in helping shape your perspective and helping guide how you make decisions going forward. And experience is really a valuable tool that rounds out lifelong learning. You can learn from past experiences. And Benjamin Franklin said, "Lost time is never found again." And I think what happens and what has happened is as technology has evolved and as being able to have so many areas in life where instant gratification is a reality, we mistaken lost time for cram as much as you can onto your plate, do, go, go from one season to the next. And especially when the experiences that you're having are challenging, we're constantly looking for the way out. And I think there's a lot to be learned in the current season, in the current stage of life, or whatever it is for you. And maybe it's pausing and asking yourself, how am I relishing the time that I have now? How am I making the most of this current opportunity? Rather than just hyper focused on how do I get to the next thing, how can I really enjoy what it is I'm doing now, even if it's challenging? How can I have satisfaction and contentment in what it is that I'm doing today? I think asking yourself those types of really challenging questions and being able to look in the mirror and go, I don't know that I'm doing the best at that right now, or I don't know that I feel content right now. Those are areas to challenge yourself to look at the current situation and go, okay, I'm in this situation for now. I'm in this season right now. What can I learn from it? How can I expand my perspective? How can I learn and grow and become the best version of myself? So when I step into that next season that I'm very much looking forward to, I'm ready. And I guess I just want to close with this. If you are in a challenging season right now and you feel like your experience is worthless, just remember your life season is not your life sentence. And the experiences that you have today are stepping stones for your tomorrow. And so make the most of the experiences that you have. So lifelong learning, there's a lot that could be said about it. This is a much shorter episode than normal, but I just wanted to share my heart a little bit with you that these three areas of education, mentorship, and experience are all areas that you today can put into practice of how you're going to grow as a leader and a lifelong learner and a very influential person in your life, in your company, in your family, whatever stage of life you find yourself in. So I hope this is helpful. I hope it's encouraging, and I'm looking forward to seeing you back next week on our next episode of the Logic Speak podcast. Thank you so much.